The Ember of Defiance. In the year 2478, the Kral Dominion descended upon the Sol system like a storm of steel and venom. Their biomechanical fleets, vast and unyielding, had crushed 1,000 civilizations across the Orion Arm. To the Kral, a species of insectoid overlords, driven by cold logic and an insatiable hunger for resources, resistance was an anomaly, an inefficiency to be eradicated. When their scouts detected Earth, a fledgling world with primitive starships and a fractious population, they expected surrender within hours. They were wrong. Humanity, divided by borders and ideologies, united in the face of extinction. The United Earth Coalition, UEC, a fragile alliance of nations led by the United States, poured every resource into a desperate defense. From the ashes of their differences rose a fleet of cobbled-together ships, a testament to American engineering and human grit. At its heart was the U.S. Defiant, a warship born from scavenged alien tech and NASA's ingenuity. Commanded by Ashley Carter, a former test pilot who'd flown experimental craft through Martian storms and now faced a storm of a different kind. This is the story of how humanity, led by American resolve, lit an ember that burned across the stars. The ultimatum. The Kral's message arrived on a cold January morning, broadcast on every frequency and in every language. A synthetic voice, devoid of emotion, declared, "People of Earth, you are now subjects of the Kral Dominion. Surrender your planet and resources, or face eradication. You have one cycle, 12 hours, to comply." In Washington, D.C., the UEC's Emergency Council convened in a bunker beneath the ruins of the Capitol building. Presidents, prime ministers, and generals sat alongside scientists and engineers, their faces grim. Satellite feeds showed the Kral fleet at the edge of the Sol system, a swarm of angular beetle-like ships, their hulls pulsing with green bioluminescence. At their center loomed a harvester ship, a monstrosity the size of a small moon, designed to strip planets to their cores. Dr. Emily Watson, a xenobiologist from MIT who'd spent her career studying alien artifacts, broke the silence. The Kral don't negotiate. Their archives show no species has ever resisted them successfully. They see us as raw materials, nothing more. "Then we make 'em see us," said General Thomas Carver, a grizzled Texan with a voice steady despite the weight of command. "We fight. We show 'em America doesn't back down, and neither does humanity." A murmur of agreement rippled through the room, but doubt lingered. Humanity's spacefaring tech was barely a century old, led by NASA's innovations. Their fleet consisted of a single FTL-capable warship, the Defiant, and a motley collection of retrofitted freighters, mining drones, and civilian shuttles. Against the Kral, it was like throwing stones at a tidal wave. Commander Ashley Carter, patched into the meeting from the Defiant's bridge, leaned forward. Her blue eyes burned with defiance. "General, give me the green light. We'll hit 'em before they reach Jupiter. Buy you time to get Project Ember online." Carver nodded, tipping an imaginary Stetson. "You got it, Ashley. Hold the line, y'all." The Defiant stand. The UES Defiant was a marvel of American desperation. Built in secret shipyards on Luna by SpaceX and Boeing, it combined human engineering with fragments of Kral technology scavenged from a derelict battlefield in the Oort cloud. Its hull was a patchwork of titanium and alien alloys, its weapons a mix of railguns, nuclear warheads, and unstable plasma cannons. The crew, a mix of veterans and volunteers from across the states, knew the odds. They didn't care. Ashley stood on the bridge, her hands steady on the command console. Her crew, Lieutenant Jake Lee on sensors, Ensign Maria Rodriguez on comms, and Chief Engineer Ryan O'Connor in the engine room, worked with the precision of a team that had nothing left to lose. "Kral Vanguard entering the system," Jake reported, his voice tight. 3 cruisers, 10 destroyers, and the Harvester, ETA to Jupiter, 6 hours. "Broadcast their message again?" Rodriguez asked. Ashley shook her head. "Nah, we send our own, open channel." Rodriguez hesitated. "Ma'am, they won't give a damn what we say." "Maybe not," Ashley said, her lips curling into a fierce grin. "But the galaxy's gonna hear America's voice, do it." The channel opened, and Ashley's voice rang out, clear and unyielding. "This is Commander Ashley Carter of the United Earth ship Defiant. You think you can take our home? You think we'll kneel? Humanity doesn't break. We fight. We bleed. And we win. Come get some. The bridge crew stared. Then Jake let out a laugh. You just told an alien empire to kiss our ass, ma'am. Hell yeah, Ashley said. Now let's back it up. The Defiant led a ragtag fleet into the void above Jupiter, freighters armed with missile pods, mining drones fitted with laser cutters, and shuttles packed with explosives formed a chaotic swarm. The Crawl, expecting an orderly surrender, were blindsided by humanity's tactics. Ashley used Jupiter's magnetic field to scramble their sensors, while kamikaze drones overloaded their shields. The Defiant's railguns punched through cruiser armor, and when the plasma cannons flickered, O'Connor rerouted power from the life support systems to keep them firing. The battle was brutal. Human ships fell one by one, their pilots broadcasting defiant last words. A freighter captain from Florida rammed his vessel into a Crawl destroyer, shouting, "For Earth!" as both ships erupted in flames. The Defiant took heavy damage. Its starboard engine reduced to slag, but Ashley kept it in the fight, weaving through debris and laser fire with a pilot's instinct. On Earth, billions watched via satellite feeds. Cities like Chicago and Los Angeles erupted in cheers as each Crawl ship fell, but the Harvester loomed closer, its weapons carving through humanity's defenses. Ashley opened a channel to General Carver. We're holding, but that Harvester's coming for you. What's the status on Ember? Almost ready, Carver replied. We need you to get close, deliver the payload. Ashley's jaw tightened. Roger that. We're going in. Project Ember was humanity's secret weapon, developed in the bunkers of Nevada's Area 51. Dr. Emily Watson and her team of scientists, engineers and hackers had spent months analyzing Crawl technology. The Crawl's strength was their biomechanical hive mind, a network that linked every ship, drone, and soldier. Ember was a virus designed to infiltrate that network, turning the Crawl's own systems against them. But delivering it required getting a probe inside the Harvester's core, a near impossible task. On Earth, the war wasn't just in space. In Seattle, 17-year-old hacker Emma Wilson sat in a basement, her fingers flying across a keyboard. She'd joined a global network of coders disrupting Crawl comms, blasting classic rock anthems like Sweet Home Alabama and internet memes into their networks. When the Crawl tried to hack Earth's defense grid, Emma and her team turned the tables, feeding the aliens false data that sent their drones crashing into each other. Eat that, bugs, she muttered, uploading a looped GIF of a bald eagle. In Detroit, engineer Marcus Johnson led a team building makeshift weapons from scrap. Using car engines from abandoned factories and salvaged Crawl tech, they constructed railguns that could punch through alien armor. When the Crawl landed scout drones on Earth, Marcus's team ambushed them, repurposing their wreckage for more weapons. They want our planet? Marcus said, wiping sweat from his brow. They'll have to take it from our cold, dead hands. Above Jupiter, the Defiant dove toward the Harvester. Ashley piloted the ship through a gauntlet of fire, her crew working frantically to keep it intact. Jake, virus status? She barked. Probe's ready. But the code's unstable, Jake said, sweat beading on his forehead. If we launch it too soon, it could fry our systems. Then don't mess it up, Ashley said. O'Connor, can you give me more speed? O'Connor's voice crackled from the engine room. I'm pushing her past redline, ma'am. She'll hold for now. The Defiant closed the distance, its hull glowing from enemy fire. A lucky shot tore through the bridge's viewport, and automatic seals slammed shut as oxygen vented into space. Rodriguez clutched a cross necklace, muttering a prayer. Ashley ignored the chaos, her focus absolute. Launch the probe. The probe streaked toward the Harvester, slipping through a gap in its armor. For a moment, nothing happened. Then the Harvester's lights flickered. Its weapons went silent. The Crawl fleet froze, their hive mind collapsing as the virus spread. Drones turned on their own ships, cruisers collided, and the Harvester began to implode, its biomechanical systems tearing themselves apart. The Defiant's crew cheered, but the victory was costly. The ship was crippled, and the Harvester's core was overloading, threatening to take everything in its radius with it. Ashley made the call. All hands abandon ship, get to the pods. Rodriguez shook her head. We're with you, ma'am. That's an order, Ashley snapped. Move it. Reluctantly, the crew evacuated. Ashley stayed at the helm, guiding the Defiant closer to ensure the virus finished its work. As escape pods jettisoned, She broadcast a final message. "This is Commander Ashley Carter. The Crawl are done. Keep fighting. Keep dreaming. America and humanity ain't done yet." The Harvester exploded in a blinding flash, consuming the Defiant. The shockwave scattered the Crawl fleet, leaving the Sol system in silence. The fires of Earth. On Earth, the battle wasn't over. Crawl ground forces, cut off from their hive mind, fought with feral desperation. In New York, a ragtag militia led by a former firefighter named Sarah Thompson held Times Square against a Crawl incursion. Armed with Marcus's makeshift railguns and Emma's hacked drones, they turned the city into a graveyard for the invaders. Sarah, her face streaked with soot, rallied her fighters with a shout, "This is our home. They don't get to take it." In Nashville, country musicians played in the streets, their music broadcast to drown out Crawl psi weapons that sowed fear. In Miami, children painted murals of the Defiant with stars and stripes, its image a symbol of hope. Across the globe, humanity fought not just to survive but to prove they were more than prey. When the Harvester's destruction was confirmed, the tide turned. The Crawl, disoriented without their hive mind, were hunted down by human forces. The UEC, led by American resolve, coordinated a global counteroffensive, using Ember's virus to disable remaining Crawl ships. By the time the last alien fell, Earth was scarred but unbroken. The Ember endures. The Battle of Jupiter became legend. Ashley Carter's sacrifice was immortalized in statues, songs, and stories across America. The Defiant's crew, those who survived, were hailed as heroes. But the true victory was in humanity's spirit. Emma's hacker collective became the foundation of Earth's cyber defense network. Marcus's weapons design sparked a new era of American innovation. Sarah's militia inspired a global movement of unity. Project Ember's virus was shared with other species under Crawl oppression, carried by human ships now exploring the stars. Rebellions ignited across the galaxy, each one a spark from Earth's defiance. When humanity joined the Galactic Concord a decade later, they were no longer a backwater species but a force to be reckoned with, led by American ingenuity. At the Concord's assembly, a reptilian delegate asked General Carver, now gray and weathered, how humanity had survived. He smiled, his eyes distant. "We're human. We build, we fight, we dream. And when the universe tries to break us, we just keep going. American style." Across the stars, the ember of defiance burned brighter than ever, a beacon of what it meant to be human.